Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Rink here, and today I'm really excited to talk with Mark Lane from Compass Wave. Now, if you don't know what Compass Wave is, we're going to get into that, but essentially what it does, it helps residential cleaning companies and other sectors reduce the time it takes to get a quote and to get leads. So, gonna dive into that with Mark. Mark, welcome.
Thanks, Anna. I appreciate you having me on the show here.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you. Just to give a little bit of history. You and I met. How did we meet? I know we met in Dallas at ISSA, but I'm trying to remember. Did we meet before that?
Yeah, I think it was actually at the show there. I think we just I don't know if someone recommended that I go talk to you, or you came by our booth that we had set up at the time. We had a couple conversations, and then we continued that after the show. So.
Yeah. So I know it's been a number of years we've been in contact, and what I liked about you when we first met is your product's unique, and it was kind of an outside the box. But before we get into that, maybe tell everybody a little bit about you and how you came to create Compass Wave, and then we'll get into what exactly Compass Wave is.
Yeah. So I have a couple of degrees in business and computers programming. I developed some software in the HVAC industry back in 2007 to 2009. A lot of it was like lead generation software for HVAC contractors specifically. That was our main target audience. I sold that business, and I wanted to kind of just develop a tool that would help save time, allow companies to get that instant feedback through their websites in different industries. Met a group of developers, and we came up with the idea of Compass Wave as the tool. Did a couple of market research on different industries to see kind of which industries offer different things, and the cleaning services just kind of came to the top of that list at the time. So
very cool. And why the name Compass Wave?
Really, so the backstory on that, Google, if you remember, Google had a tool that they called Google Wave. And I was kind of building off of that. I thought maybe that would have given a boost. Unfortunately, they sunset that product. So that didn't really help as far as the name. But as far as the brand recognition, I always like to come up with a name where people ask, what does your software do, or what does your company do? That way you can actually tell the story about it. Sometimes that's a little bit harder of a barrier to jump into something, but I've been up for the challenge with all my companies that way. So
very cool. So for everyone that's watching, what is Compass Wave?
So it's an instant estimating tool or estimating form that you can place right on your website. So typically what a company would have is they have that typical quote form or contact form. The process then is you get the email notification. You reply to that email or call that person, get a few more details about what they're looking for. You set up an in-person estimate or an online proposal, depending on your business. But with our software, you can really kind of eliminate all of those steps. You can customize your pricing, the questions that you would normally ask a customer. You can customize the look and feel to make it look and feel like a customer is going to want to go through it, make it simple for them to do. And then they get an instant number back or a range. So they know, okay, well, this is what it's going to cost to clean my home between this and this. And you also get all of that customer's information. You have their name, telephone number, all the answers to the questions. So even if you're doing a promotion outside of what the estimate comes up with, you still have a lot more information than you did with maybe a generic contact form.
Yeah, what I really like about it, what really drew me to it initially was the fact, like you punch in your address. So if I'm going to, ABC Residential Cleaning Company, I go to their website. First of all, most of the customers and people I speak to, they get a few contacts us a year, one or two, right? But if someone fills out the contact, call me, I'm interested in learning more. They have to really, really, really want to talk to somebody and be ready. And very few people do that, right? People like to text or whatever. They don't want to, someone's actually going to call me. And there's a lot of barriers you have to overcome to have someone do that. What I liked about this is rather than contact me and then call me and ask me all these questions and give me a quote, is they can simply just punch in their address. It's going to say, oh, you've got a 3-bedroom house on this street It's got this many bathrooms. And then they just ask a few questions, answer a few questions, and it's going to give them a quote. And now they go, oh, this is going to cost me $300. Yeah, no, that's out of my range. I'm not going to call them. Or, yeah, it is. I will pursue it. But at the same time, you've already gotten their contact information because they filled that information out. And now you can start marketing to that person, regardless of if they become a customer at that time or not. So, you kind of weed out the time it takes to maybe talk to somebody and to find out they're not interested or not ready or the quote's going to be too much. That's got to be half-hour time minimum. And that, so you weed all that out. So that's what really drew me to it. So that's what it does. Now it also does some other things, like it integrates with Zapier and things like that. So maybe tell the audience what is Zapier and why is that important or potentially important for them?
Yeah. So Zapier.com, if no one's visited it, I definitely recommend it. It can help automate a lot of things within your business. A lot of different software products out there create a direct integration with Zapier. The reason for that is, say, for example, like with CompassWave, one of the integrations that we have is you can integrate it directly with Zapier.com. So anytime an estimate comes through, if you're using an email marketing platform, you can have the estimate go directly into Zapier and then set up your Zap within Zapier to maybe take that contact information as well as the estimate information, throw it into whatever email marketing platform you have, and automatically tag it and say, okay, this is a CompassWave estimate lead or something like that. And then you can send out an automated email campaign or put them through some kind of funnel that you want to put them through. You can also do, there's thousands of integrations. You could throw it into another CRM. You can throw it into another scheduling or invoicing platform, QuickBooks, text messages, whatever you want to do. And that's the reason that we did a direct Zapier integration, is because instead of doing individual software products and kind of picking and choosing which ones we wanted to integrate with, we're allowing you guys to use any software that's out there, and there's thousands. So
yeah. And just to reiterate for the audience, so basically, if someone fills out the form, regardless of do business with you or not, you can integrate it through Zapier, which is very easy. Don't be intimidated by it. It's literally clicking a few buttons. And what happens is, regardless if you have a CRM, maybe you're using MailChimp or LeadFreak or whatever you're using, someone fills out that form, and then you can sit back and say, okay, in a day from now or next week, start marketing to them, and it's going to be automated. So you don't have to I've got Mark and entered into the system and then type an email to Mark and what have you. You just have the system that goes, oh, Mark filled out the form. I'm going to send him an email next week that's going to say thank you, or right away thank you, or whatever it is, and just automates things and stuff. So that's awesome. So let's dive into the software and show people exactly what it does. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and maybe just walk us through as you go along.
Yeah. So the first thing that you'll see when you log in here is the dashboard. This just shows on your right-hand side the estimates that have come through. So you have quick access to that. So every estimate that comes through, you can just kind of click on that. That actually brings you into, we do have a CRM built into the software. So it shows you all of the details on that particular estimate. And then we also have on the left-hand side here, if you click on estimate form, these are all the settings that you'll work on for setting up your original estimate. So we have what's called base pricing, and you can price by different options here. So I won't get into detail. We do have tutorial videos on our website, as well as these little question marks here. If you do sign up for the software, that'll kind of bring up a video for you to walk through. So this is price per square foot, if that's how you set your base range. I'll just quickly go through a few of these. Estimate range, you can set up the range on how you want the estimate. If you want it to go between usually the first number that it calculates, and then if you want to increase it by maybe 15, 20%, you can change that number here. Minimum amount, so this is important. If a cleaning company maybe only goes to a home, even if it's a small 600 square foot apartment or something like that, you might have you're going to have a minimum charge because you're going to have the time and cost to go there and everything like that. So by setting this minimum, even if the questions that they answer and the multiples of their square footage doesn't equal that amount, the minimum amount that it's going to calculate is 150, plus the 15% is going to be your range if you decided to have a high and a low range there. These other ones, I won't get into detail of those, but you can set additional costs as far as your base costs for that as well.
Perfect.
And then of course you have, so we have custom fields. So the kind of initial part of Compass Wave, we had base questions where they were kind of baked into the software. And this is kind of how we made the software a lot more flexible. This is completely editable. So you can change and create whatever types of questions that you want. We have some defaults in here to kind of help you get started when you first sign up. These are some of the default ones that we have. If you click on show presets in the top right, there's a couple other questions that we have, like how many pets, is it a smoke-free home? And you can simply just click these plus signs, and then that'll add that question to your tool as well.
Nice.
Within each question, this is where you can kind of set all of your options. You have different options. You have a number input. You can do a radio, checkbox, drop down, text area. Text area is just kind of more or less informational. So like the way that we're using this is just if they have additional comments or something, like maybe, hey, this is where I leave this key or something like that, or just additional comments there.
Okay.
Like don't clean the office or something like that. But this is pretty much how some of the questions are set up. You basically put in your answers. You set up what your cost drivers are, or your costs here. So this is adding 30% if they chose very cluttered. And then after you do all of this, you really go through, you want to set up your Zapier integration if you're ready for that. We do have some templates here. So once you created your Zapier account and connected it to Compass Wave, which is pretty self-explanatory once you go through these steps, you can use any of these Zaps that we have. So throwing your estimates into an SMS message or a calendar to maybe follow up. Maybe you want to set up a calendar reminder for yourself to follow up with those estimates that come through the system. Maybe you're throwing them into HubSpot because you have a team already using some marketing things within that piece of software. If you're using something like Slack, maybe you have your sales team in Slack monitoring when these things come through instead of their email. You can throw them into a channel in Slack to notify them that something came through the system. We have form pages. So in our tool, you can actually create as many or as few steps through the estimate tool as you want. Typically, it's either 2 or 3. So you basically have your first screen there of maybe address, zip code, that kind of information. Maybe some of the questions are there. And these are drag and drop modules. So you can actually just drag and drop these from different views. And then on the right-hand side, these are all the available ones that we have. So like there's different header templates. If you want to have them confirm the area or confirm the square footage, that kind of thing. And then there's different drop downs. So like the slider we have a slider for the square footage, or you can use a number input.
Okay.
So that kind of allows you to change the graphical interface there a little bit. So, and then of course you have your appearance. So this is the appearance of the tool. So you can upload your own logo. You get your own unique URL. So you do not need your own website already. If you want to use Compass Wave, or if you're maybe just starting out as a cleaning company, you can sign up with Compass Wave and then link directly to that URL from your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, other social media, and send, or marketing materials, and send them directly to that URL then. And it won't have any branding of the Compass Wave other than the bottom logo here. And then the installation is pretty self-explanatory as well. We have what's called a script tag or the iframe tag. And you really just provide that to your web developer. Now our team, if you do have a WordPress website or something like that, you gave our team access, we can install that for you at no additional charge if you're subscribed with our software. So we've always offered that.
Nice. And then what's the quotes and invoices I see there? Is that?
Yep. So the front end of the estimate tool. So this is what it would look like if you embedded it on your website. So this is just our example for a cleaning company. We have kind of a YouTube video. Maybe you have some kind of video you want to have at the top of your tool, so you can easily put that into there. So this is what it would look like on the website. If you're maybe having someone in the office doing like over the phone quotes or something like that, that's what the quote tool here is for, because you can just enter this in here. And what it does is it eliminates the email notifications. That's really the main difference. The tool and the calculations are exactly the same, but the emails don't get sent out. So maybe you're over the phone and someone just wants to do a quote. You might not want to send them the email of that quote until you're actually ready, because you might take the data from here and create your own quote or something like that. So that's really what the quote section's for. Invoicing, that's only if you're using our scheduling and invoicing. We haven't really built upon that, so we're not marketing or pushing that at the moment. And then we do have a refer a friend program.
Yeah, it's great.
So if you sign up with our software and you refer someone and they sign up, you get $25 towards your account for the next subscription. So, and that just continues. So you can keep doing that. And you can share the social link that we provide you with, or you can even put their email in here, and it'll automatically send them an email to sign up as well.
Fantastic. Now you offer a free trial to everybody, correct?
Yep, correct. Yep, there's a 14-day free trial with our software, and because we're doing this promotion with you here, there's a landing page here. If you just go to compasswave.com/ADON-rig, on here you actually get 25% off the monthly subscription if you sign up.
And do they get their free trial with that as well?
Yep,
Free 14 days?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd encourage everybody to try it, because even if you don't have it on your website, just to use it to talk to somebody, to be consistent in your quoting, as an example, right? To have it on your website is best, because it's going to be a salesperson for you. Rather than someone saying, "Hey," phoning you and saying, "Yeah, I want you to come clean," and you're saying, or your assistant saying, "Okay, how many bedrooms do you have? Do you have pets?" I mean, that takes up time, and it's great if you convert that into a sale. But if you don't, and how many times do you talk to somebody and you get a quote, and it's like, "Well, the quotes we're going to quote you $400 or $500," and the people are like, "Oh my goodness, what? I was expecting to pay $200." Right? You weed all that out. So when someone fills this out, they know the price range is going to be between 300 and 330, as an example. And you go, "Oh, okay, I know what I'm getting." And so when that person fills that out, it's basically you're not selling now. You're just closing. You're confirming the time you're going to come clean and what have you. They know what's expected of them, and then as well. There's no miscommunication. So if you go there and there's dog hair everywhere, and they said they don't have pets because they didn't fill out the form properly, you haven't had a charge and stuff. So that's why originally when we first met, I was like, that's why I really thought this was great. Particularly, what I really liked about it was everything, but the fact you can punch in your address and it's going to tell you what your square footage is and all that stuff really takes the guesswork out. Because if someone phoned me right now, the house I'm in, I honestly don't know my square footage. Mm-hmm. I really don't. I can sit back and tell you roughly what it is. I don't know exactly what it is. I can tell you how many bathrooms and stuff, but I don't know exactly. So if you ask me, I'm probably going to be out by 10-15%. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm going to say, "Oh, it's 2,000 square feet." Well, maybe it's 22 and maybe it's 18. I don't know. So this is going to weed all that out. So if anyone wants to learn more about it and get the free trial, they can just go to compasswave.com, or if they want to get a free trial, I just go compasswave.com/ADON-RIG, right?
Yep.
ADON, RIGG. That's one thing about my name. It's like, how do you spell Aiden? Right? Like it's AYADII, right? So, well, great. Mark, like I said, I've been in contact with you. We've been, for at least 4 or 5 years now. We've been talking and working together. So I really do see a lot of potential in this thing. I mean, it's great. Outside of the cleaning industry, you could do other industries as well. Anyone that needs a quote, right? And most of my customers and prospects, when I talk to them, all in the cleaning industry, when I ask them how many people fill out that contact us form, they almost all of them say 1 or 2 a year. Now some say a lot, but most are 1 or 2 a year. And the reason for that is, if I go onto your website and I'm going to fill out the contact form, I know you're going to call me. And then my secret fear there is you're going to sell me, and I'm not ready. Yeah. right? Whereas I fill this out, I go, oh, it's $300. It's for I'm ready to be sold to, or I'm ready to make that commitment. We did it a lot of time, a lot of tire kickers. Anything I missed in closing? Anything that we should let the customer know?
No, I think that's it. I mean, they're the 14-day free trial, so you have nothing to lose to sign up, try the software, watch some of our tutorial videos, and we have a little chat icon in the bottom right. So if you have any questions at all with signing up or how this can help my business, that kind of thing, you can use that chat bubble, and our team will get right back to you.
Yeah, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it really is a cool tool. It's really going to help you sell more. It's going to reduce your selling time, and I really don't see any reason why you wouldn't try it. But regardless, there is a free 14-day trial. We'll put it in the description as well. And Mark, thanks for spending the time to let people know about Compass Wave.
Yep, thank you.
All right, till next time.